Hello, I'm Dynast Amir.
So I reached out to another friend of mine. I said, look, I need to go on vacation somewhere. Where should I go? He said, go to Africa. And not only am I going to go, I'm going to explore a new country. So I went to Tanzania, South Africa, Namibia, Mali, Senegal, Morocco, Liberia, Namibia, Kenya, the Voodoo Festival in Ouida, Gambia, Togo, Cote d'Ivoire. Sierra Leone, Ghana, Nigeria. It's been a beautiful experience, just learning more about our culture, our indigenous culture. So Uhuru means freedom in Swahili. I'm in search of my roots. In finding that, I would experience my Uhuru, which is freedom.
I'm out.
Peace, family. I hope all is well. I hope your Friday is going well. It's Friday here in Atlanta. Do me a favor, hit the like button. Again, I shouldn't even have to ask for the favor. You guys should know when you come into the chat, hit the like button. So again, when you come to the chat, please hit the like button. That is your price of admission. Again, please hit the like button. Also, make sure you share and make sure you subscribe. Guys, I want to apologize in regards to the miscommunication of the live stream. So I was supposed to go live yesterday, but I had some things come up, and then I was going to bring a special guest on today to speak on sex trafficking, but we got schedules mixed up, so she's going to come on tomorrow. And in this show, I was going to do tonight with Abube, but I'm like, let's do this now, and then me and Abube will just focus on the Nigerian election in general this evening. So that's the plan. That is the plan. But before we get started, hit the like button. Make sure you share. Make sure you subscribe. Also, if you have not bought the documentary In Search of Uhuru, again, if you have not bought the documentary In Search of Uhuru, please go to searchforuhuru.com. Again, please go to searchforuhuru.com. Link is in the chat room. It's also on the screen. Again, link is in the chat room and is also on the screen. That was the trailer that played. This documentary is going to get you fired up and ready to rise up and go to Africa. So make sure you go and check out the documentary. Tours. Well, I like to call them experiences. Like, I don't want to call them tours. Like, I want to call them experiences. That's what I want to call them. So come and experience Africa with us. Again, come and experience Africa with us. Please go to Danfo, DANFO.Africa. Again, please go to Danfo, DANFO.Africa. Yeah, of course, the U.S. government congratulated Tinubu as well. I know OB is planning on taking Tinubu to court, but Tinubu is the president of Nigeria, president-elect. I don't see them. I don't see how you could run an election again, how that's going to play out. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. But the United States of America also congratulated Tinubu on his victory already. which leads me to Stacey Abrams, which we're going to talk about after this announcement. Guys, come and experience Africa with us. We are rolling to Sierra Leone in April 19th through the 30th. Again, we are rolling to Sierra Leone in April 19th through the 30th. So come and check us out in Sierra Leone. Love to have you. Citizenship is available to those who qualify. Again, citizenship is available to those who qualify. And we will love to have you all again. We will love to have you all join us in Sierra Leone. I heard black folks raised $8 million to put this woman in some political. Yeah, well, she's not even in politics anymore. She lost, which we're going to get into. And then we're going to Senegal in May for the Jazz Festival. Again, Senegal in May for the Jazz Festival. We are going to have an excellent time in Senegal in May for the Jazz Festival, May 21st to the 30th. Come and join us. They were doing Osun Festival, Nigeria in August. The Osun Festival in Nigeria in August. So come and join us for all. And in Zanzibar in November. So go to danfo.africa. Link, let me put the link right there on the screen, danfo.africa. Go to danfo.africa and come and join us. All right, let's jump into today's topic. Stacey Abrams, for some odd reason, was in Nigeria observing the election. And what really disappoints me is when they were showing pictures of Stacey Abrams in Nigeria. Again, when they were showing pictures of Stacey Abrams in Nigeria, you had Nigerians applauding, celebrating. You know, the Nigerians who are anti-Tinubu, you know, for some reason they were thinking that Stacey Abrams can change the results. Like, dude, listen, like my Nigerian family, let me tell you about Stacey Abrams. So if us Nigerians were complaining in regards to how unprofessional the election was, how illegitimate the election was, let Stacey Abrams control the Nigerian elections. And then you will really see how much Stacey Abrams, this is what she wants. Stacey Abrams wants it so where anybody can pretty much vote, no ID, no nothing. My Nigerian family who thinks that the election was chaotic, if Stacey Abrams was running the Nigerian election, it would have been just straight chaos everywhere. Stacey Abrams fabricated this story of voter suppression here in Atlanta. Again, she fabricated this story of voter suppression, which cost Atlanta the All-Star game. We have a lot of Black-owned businesses here in Atlanta. Again, we had a lot of Black-owned businesses here in Atlanta. So All-Star game brings a lot of revenue to Atlanta, to Georgia. Those business owners missed out because of this fabricated story of voter suppression. Ain't no voter suppression. You go to the polls, show your ID, and you vote in and out. So I guess she tried to sue the state, or she took the state to court. Her case got thrown out. She then got blown out in the election by Brian Kemp. So Stacey can't do anything for you guys. And what Stacey was trying to implement in regards to voting, if you think the Nigerian election was chaotic, it would have been chaotic to the 30th power if you guys were to implement what Stacey in Nigeria, what Stacey was trying to implement here in America as far as voting. Stacey has no business in, well, I can't tell anybody where they can travel to or where they can't go or can't go. That's none of my business. But Stacey Abrams did not come to Nigeria to save the election, okay? And she's not even in politics anymore. Her political career is pretty much done. You know, she'll probably go on MSNBC or CNN and, you know, contribute. And guys, this is the Stacey Abrams. Hold on, let me play this real quick. This is the Stacey Abrams that some Nigerians were praying for to help save them from Tinubu. This Stacey Abrams right here. Hold on. Hold on, let me play this real quick.
Stacey Abrams and Planned Parenthood.
This is the Stacey Abrams, you guys. Oops. You want to save you from Tinubu. This Stacey Abrams.
Think they can trick you into believing that 6-week-old babies don't have hearts. That is this week's Speak Out segment. If Stacey Abrams is attempting to win the votes of suburban moms and Black voters with her...
There is no such thing as a heartbeat at 6 weeks. It is a manufactured sound.
Abrams is...
So Stacey Abrams got on this panel, all Black folks, and all these Black people were sitting there nodding with her and agreeing with her. There's no heartbeat at 6 weeks in a fetus. It's a manufactured sound. This is who you want to save you from Tinubu. Stacey, her.
There is no such thing as a heartbeat at 6 weeks. It is a manufactured sound.
Abrams is exposing that she knows nothing about babies and nothing about the true bottom line for the abortion industry, which kills Black babies at an exponentially high rate. Doctors across the board agree that she's lying. Johns Hopkins Medicine states that as early as 4 weeks gestation, a baby's heart is beating. And doctors say that her heart will beat about 54 million times before she is born. Abrams wants to desensitize us to the beauty of our growing families, even from the first heartbeat. These little hearts are a major political threat to her.
Events are back, you guys. Events are back. They're booking speakers like you. They're paying them $5,000 to
testify. Our source is 11 Alive medical expert and OBGYN, Dr. Sujatha Reddy. Dr. Reddy says the sound heard during Georgia. Take a listen.
There is no such thing as a heartbeat at 6 weeks. It is a manufactured sound designed to convince people that men have the right to take control of a woman's body.
God, this girl is batshit crazy. And you want her to save you from Tinubu? There's no such thing as a heartbeat in a fetus. It's a manufactured sound so that men can control your womb. This lady is crazy. And I'm hearing seeing Nigerians on Twitter acting like Stacey Abrams is going to come and save them. She's batshit crazy. This lady's sick. This lady's sick. But anyways, guys, listen, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Guys, I don't see anything changing. Tinubu's the president-elect. We'll just have to run it back in 2000. I guess that'd be 28. Yeah, would that be 2028? Yeah, 2028. Just have to run it back then. But Tinubu, the president-elect, the United States has already congratulated him. Britain has congratulated him. So he's their guy. So let's take a commercial break. And then I'll put the link in the chat room. If you guys want to call in and add to the conversation, you're more than welcome to call in and add to the conversation. Again, link is in the chat room. 2027. So link is in the chat room. You guys are more than welcome to call in and add to the conversation. We will be right back.
In honor of Black History Month, my books and ebook will be $2 off. Purchasing is available at www.saycarry.com. And you can also use my website to contact me regarding questions, comments, or to book speaking engagements. Thank you. Bye-bye.
I really love this brand because first off, the products are quality. I have amazing hydration. You guys can see the shine. You guys can see the definition.
All right, go ahead, Al.
Good evening, Dynasty, and everyone in the chat. Long time, brother, you know. Nice
Yes,
to see you back again. Nice to see you active.
Yes,
How
go
are you
ahead.
anyway? You all right, though, yeah?
Huh?
How are you? You all right, yeah?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, bless, man. Yeah, I've been following the election close just like everyone else. I mean, you know, I remember the last time I was on this, I was here, you know, I was all for Obi, and I'm still, you know, I still support the guy because I feel like he's a younger guy, got more energy to take the country forward. But however, you know, Tinubu got mandate. You know, he got the mandate from the people. I mean, if you look at the vote, I mean, he lost his base, Lagos, which is very surprising, you know, to anyone, because, you know, his campaign was Lagos. You know, he built Lagos to elect him. But luckily, you know, he, you know, the brothers up north surprised everyone, you know, because they're the one that gave him the ticket anyway. And also, they, you know, they stood by him, you know, and he got a lot of votes from the Northwest, even Atiku couldn't get, you know, and he made it there. So at the end of the day, he won the election. People should just go and rest and leave it for another, you know, 4 years time to come. But the way the OB campaign was going, it was quite, you know, the North, they're very sensitive people, you know, and, you know, some of the slogan and some of the things that, you know, some of the approach towards, you know, having supporters on their side is actually the wrong way. You know, I just wish they can actually, you know, learn from that moving forward. But the election is over. I mean, you know, he's a winner and he's going to rule the country. And basically, he got the support from the main people anyway. So there's nothing they can do about it, sadly.
So as far as Obi going to court, how do you think that's going to play out?
It's not going to work out. Before last year, you know, before the election, Buhari put a Yoruba brother in there in the Supreme Court, right? So there's no way that guy is an APC man. There's no way he's gonna switch over, is it? It's not gonna happen. Even if it was Atiku going to court, nothing will happen. And Atiku got more influence in Nigeria, you know, than Obi. You know, the only option Obi might have is going to the West, you know, to get support. And you know Nigeria very well. Those Northerners, our people up there, they wouldn't listen to the West. In fact, they will go against them anyway.
Right. What? So I was listening to a speech yesterday from Atiku, and he pretty much blamed Obi for why the PDP lost. And because
yes, it is. It's stupid. You know, it's stupid. Really true. Let's be real. The big mistake Obi did is by boycotting Atiku. He should have gone with Atiku, you know, as a VP, And
No,
when
I think the other way around. I think
no, Atiku would never work for Obi.
Atiku has ran for president 4 or 5 times and lost 4 or 5 times.
Yes, you remember
Obi run.
You remember the last time when we spoke, a Nigerian brother rang and said he worked with Obasanjo personally, and he said the Fuller people in the north, they do have bad blood with Atiku. Atiku is seen as a southerner in the north because he's too mixed up with the Wike and all these other guys in the south. So, and also he did not marry the Fuller woman. Yeah. So all these things that adds up, and in the north, as a Muslim, you actually act certain way. They would rather support a non-Muslim than you, because this are the votes that Tinubu got. He got it from the conservative north, right? And that's where his vote come from, and that's the sort of vote that Atiku need or anyone need in Nigeria to win election.
Yeah, but I think Obi still should have ran. I think Obi should have ran for.
I think that was a wrong. I think he shouldn't have. He should have stayed behind Atiku and say, "Look, let's get in there. You do one term, and I do the next term, and I'll take over." Because the Labour Party don't have the structure in Nigeria to win election. I don't think they would ever win election. He will never win election on the Labour Party. Take that from me.
But also, Atiku was saying that the Igbos need to rate their turn, and he was going to put the Igbos in power, after him, and all this. He
can because even Tinubu that's in power now, it's Atiku that made Tinubu. If people didn't know that, it's Atiku that made all these guys. The CBN the guy that run the bank, the only person that is above Atiku in Nigeria today, as we're speaking, is Buhari.
I don't know.
100%. The guy used to be the vice president for Obasanjo, and he refused Obasanjo running for third term. He refused. He told him, "Listen, man, you can't do it. You have to go." So that's when he took the power from him. He move it on. Atiku is a very powerful guy. He made loads of politicians in Nigeria, including Tinubu. But the reality is he can't do nothing because Buhari is not going to let that happen. As long as Buhari is alive, he is always going to manage that country. Take that from me, regardless who come there and win the election.
So do you think, and we're going to have a deep election analysis tonight with Abube. Do you think the election was rigged?
The election, the gap is too wide for rigging, is it? Come on, like how many million? 1.8 million margin? That's too big, man. For any election. If it was like, between Atiku and Buhari, people were saying the 2019 was rigged in favor of Buhari. Was it 2019 or 15? One of them anyway. But this one here, the gap is too big. And if the election was rigged, it wasn't rigged against Obi that came third. It was rigged against Atiku, which I doubt, because Atiku base already crumbled because of Obi.
No, it's interesting, but it's interesting. But just hearing listening to Atiku's comments when he was talking about Peter Obi yesterday, I don't think that's going to help, Obi's or Atiku's case in regards to, because they're divided. It's like they're even divided even more.
Yes. The bottom line is, right, if I'm Obi now, I'll go back to PDP, yeah, and actually work with the guys there that got the structure and come there and work with Atiku, because right now PDP is already in trouble anyway. They got the structure, because if you look at the election, the PDP already got a lot of the northern states anyway, like Northeast, they got a lot of states. They got some, obviously they already crumble in the Southeast, but if you can merge the
Northeast. They have Oshun for now, but I think Adeleke, he might lose his tribunal definitely now since
Adeleke is going to keep his place, man. I think he won that place.
No. He has to go in front of the tribunal. Said that it was overvoting, so he's appealing.
Yeah, but he will succeed. He will succeed because that place there also is PDP.
Yeah, but he has to go to Supreme Court. That's all APC.
Yes, yeah, that's the only trouble. And the guy that is against is a strong APC guy, because the thing is, APC is a Northwest and Southwest party, and these are the guys. That's where the power lies in Nigeria, basically, from the Northwest to the Southwest. Mm-hmm. These guys are the guys that always, have the influence, and obviously, the Southeast and the Northeast, is and the South. South is all right because they already had precedent from there. But like the Southeast and the Northeast, they've been left out. So maybe they need to build an alliance from the Southeast to the Northeast with Atiku and Obi, trying to shift the power to the other side. You know, they have to look at the bigger picture. And if someone on the chat said, "Oh, I'm showing my true color," I'm not Nigerian, bro. I'm not really dedicated to, you know, to them. I'm just speaking the truth based on what I see, what I heard, and what I've heard from people experiencing the ground in the north of Nigeria, where Obi needs to win, you know, to become a president. Because you cannot be a Nigerian president if you don't win the north. It's impossible. That's where the vote is.
Somebody brought up the rumors that Tinubu was allegedly drug trafficking and he was here in Chicago. I mean, I don't know. I don't see anything like that.
You know, those things, you know, the thing is, well, there's to be honest, maybe there's a fact in that, but the reality is, you know, a lot of our people that left Africa and come to this world, God knows what they're up to when they're living here. As long as he's not been, you know, bringing that drugs back to Africa and, you know, affecting our people over there, that's up to him, right? But if he was to basically be trafficking drugs from South America to Africa to Nigeria and doing that, then I would not support any kind of person like that, you know. But I can't see him doing that. So I think he's probably you know, involved in some sort of movement over there in America, you know, not connected to Nigeria. But I think people should just move on now. That's my basic truth in here. I know it's hard, and also just remember when you have an election, every loser of that election will always complain about the process of the election.
Right.
You know it goes to, you know, that's what happened in America the last time. It happened all over the world. So I can understand where they're coming from, you know. And if I was a obedient or, you know, a PDP man, I would be obviously disappointed because I did not get to the top. But it's about learning from the mistakes and, you know, move on from there. And also, his VP even lost his seat, right? He went for an Arab guy as a VP. He should either get a Hausa or a Fulani as a VP that be able to give him that vote up there, right? Because also you got, like, in North, you got Atiku, you got Tinubu, and you got another guy called Kwankwaso. So Kwankwaso is a Fula from the Northwest, and Atiku is Fula. And then Tinubu, you might as well call him a Fula or a Hausa because he's very known and popular in the North. They loved him. You know, he's like the prince up there.
No, but he's Yoruba. He's Yoruba.
Yeah, but I know he's 100% Yoruba, but he's more like a Northerner. He's very connected to the North. He spent over 25 years, yeah, campaigning in the North to get to where he is today. You got to give him that.
No, you're right,
25 years, guys. Campaigning in the North.
Links in the chat room. If you want to call in and add to the conversation, please click on the link.
Yeah, I would love someone to call in and actually, you know, bring something else and prove me wrong.
So, guys, click on the link, call in. Please hit the like button as well. Again, please hit that like button. What are your thoughts on Stacey Abrams observing the election? Al, you there?
Yeah. No, she shouldn't be there. She shouldn't be there. I don't even think they should get these people over there, to be honest. You know, she's. I know for a fact, you know, she's definitely.
Al, are you from Cameroon or Sierra Leone?
I'm from Sierra Leone, man.
Okay. Let's go ahead and finish your statement. We're gonna switch the because you know Sierra Leone election is coming up in June. So
yes.
Go ahead.
Yes. Basically, she shouldn't be there. Basically, and I know a lot of America, like at the moment, America is trying to gain, you know, a bit of influence in southern Nigeria, you know, to spread their Christianity and all this evangelical kind of stuff. You know, this evil religion that actually enslave our people, and that's what they're trying to use against our people right now. In fact, the problem in Nigeria in general is the similar problem that we have in Africa and West Africa at the moment. We have the Muslim North and the Christian South. They're trying to set Africa, Niger, Congo children against one another based on religion. You know, because, you know, like people coming from America or from the West, Northern Nigerians know these people are not coming there to help them, you know, because they're Muslim North. They know, is not in their interest. So they're more likely to come and be in the favor of the Southerners. But the reality is the election was conducted and mainly supervised by INEC and the ECOWAS anyway. Those are the orders that came there, it was just observing. So I don't think she's actually going to make any difference. But Peter Obi VP, because I saw someone in the comment, is not a Fulani guy. Dati is not Fulani. He's a Mauritanian. He's a Mauritanian Arab. It's not Fulani.
Who? You said Peter Obi?
He's vice president. Dati, Baba Ahmed Dati, is not a Fula. He's a Mauritanian Arab. That in fact his uncle is Baba Ahmed, which is one of the the head of the Northern Elders Forum. These are the ones that tend to decide, where the power should go to who, and in the north. But he is Baba Ahmed family member, but he's not Fuller. They're very close to the Fullers, and they do cattle herding as well in Nigeria, but they're not, just like the Kanuris.
All right, so links in the chat room. You guys want to call in after the conversation. All right, let's shift topics a little bit. This might be prematurely. Sierra Leone election. BO versus who's he running against from the APC?
Samura Kamara.
Dr.
Kamara. I think he used to be the bank governor or finance minister, but at the moment he got a bit of problem because he had
to go to court or something.
Yes, that's right.
For what?
For I think he built a building in New York called the Chancey Building with Sierra Leone taxpayers' money. So they're trying to question him about that money, how it's spent and stuff like that. But at the moment, I think that's one hurdle you have to pass, if, things were to go anywhere for him, to be honest. So at the moment, the election
really?
Yeah, well, kind of, because if he was to be, convicted or something else happened, but apparently he don't have any case to answer, so that might be a good thing for him also.
All right, then what about so Aki Sire, her term is up. So who's the mayor of Freetown right now? Do you know?
I will support Gento. Yeah, Gento, the Limba brother. I will support him. I think he should take over because I don't think Aki Sire done any good to that city, man.
You don't think so? I love her. I love Aki, man.
No, honestly, I'm not a big fan of her work. And
really?
I mean,
Why?
Because the council, how it's run, the litters everywhere, the market, they should clear it, like for example.
That's honestly, I don't think that's in her I don't think
because we grew up, we Dynasty, we got my family members, we got houses all over that part, all the way to the PZ roundabout, all the way to to Short Street, that part of central, Freetown. And when I was young, growing up there, it was a lovely place to grow up. It was clean, open, even though you got now and again, you got the odd street trader, it's very clean at night, right? But for the resident that lived there, it's very difficult, because a lot of these people that you see in Freetown today are not really from Freetown. They came into Freetown during the war, and they didn't go back to the provinces, and that's why the provinces are very empty. Most of the population live in the western area, and that's not been managed properly. Since she's been a mayor, I can't see a lot.
Okay. So let me ask you: how was Freetown before? Because you keep bringing up the trash issue. Are you saying the trash issue?
Yes, and also the traffic in the city, and also the
control that. Oh, come on.
No, but the street vendors causing a lot of this blockade. They blocking the street, putting stuff in the street, selling stuff everywhere. She should build a special market for them in central Freetown where they can all sell and move away from the street.
There's already Victoria Market.
Sorry?
They already got Victoria Market.
Yeah, but that's not big enough, you see.
Yes, it is. Victoria Market is huge.
Well, maybe they should all move there because I totally, I dislike it because when I go there, I don't like it anymore, to be honest. Because when I was young, like it was really nice and clean, and things were more I think the next mayor that's going to come, I think he will do the job better than her. I just see that. That's my opinion.
Okay, but when is the mayor's race? Like when is what's the
I'm not 100% sure, but that's very soon.
I hope she runs again. Is she gonna run again? I hope she runs again.
I think they do like her in the APC party, you know, as a running mate. You know, maybe that might be another option for her, you know, to move into, you know, if obviously she loses the mayoral election. But I think someone else should step in. That's my opinion. But, you know, everyone else got their own opinion about it. But me being someone that grew up around there in that part of Freetown, and we've got, you know, businesses there and family members that are struggling with all that pollution and stuff like that, I think something needs to be done, you know, because it's life, isn't it?
Let's see here. Abo, turn your camera on before I let you on so I can see who you are. Abo. And same thing with Kenny King. I just need to see your guys' faces before I let you guys on. Then you can turn your cameras back off, which I've verified you guys aren't trolls. All right, so election coming up in June. Okay, Abo. Okay, you good. You can turn your camera off. Got you. Kenny, I can't see you, Kenny. Your device is not connected. All right, but okay, so Al, all right, so the election all right, Kenny, I see you can turn the camera off. So the election in June will pass the Albo. BO, and do you think BO, the incumbent, has a chance?
Well, the thing is, it's very difficult for a one-time president in Africa, you know, most of the time, because you see what happened in Nigeria, right? You know, the APC is in government, they got all the structures and everything there, you know. And for me, to be honest with you, most of my parents, my late dad used to be SLPP because he belonged to one of the people that found the party anyway. So I'll be very biased if you ask me. But my mom is SLPP also, but I've always been someone that doesn't mind. I choose in between the parties, depending on what's happening at the time. But looking at the way things are going, you know, APC need to, you know, get rid of that court case first. I think if that's going to be hanging on them going into the election, that's not going to be, you know, that will give BO more chance of doing a second term.
Abo, go ahead, Abo.
Yeah, I was responding to the title. Stacey Abrams being in the Nigerian elections, I don't see it being a big issue. I know that America observed in Ugandan elections, but my thing about Stacey Abrams is that she lost her black vote in Atlanta, which is a big deal, to a white conservative.
No,
and I believe that she's.
I'm here in Atlanta. Black folks still voted for her. Black soldiers still making excuses.
I'm not saying that. I did not say that she did not get black votes. I said that she lost the black vote, meaning that she's not the governor. So what I'm going to say is that she did go over to Atlanta. I'm sorry, she did go over to Nigeria, and I feel like she's a black face that the white people need in order to help continue the colonization, because she did not become governor in Atlanta, which is a fact. And there's definitely by her going over to Nigeria, she's an LGBT, she's a feminist, and her going to Nigeria only supports the fact that hang on, let me finish my thought because I didn't interrupt you and I don't want to be disrespected. She went over to Nigeria, and with her belief system, she's definitely a black face to the Nigerian community. They know that due to white people's bad reputation, they're not able to use a white face in West Africa like they can use white face in East Africa. East Africa, they can go and do whatever, but in West Africa, they know they have to put a black face on it, because Stacey Abrams is not married to a white woman. I mean, not to a black man or black woman. She is gay and she likes white women. So historically, Americans have been using blackface to get their message across. So when I saw Stacey Abrams going over to observe it, I knew it was not going to be good for the elections. And that's what I'm going to say. But you guys are being bamboozled by these black faces who promotes white agendas and LGBT and homophobia and all the other things of corruption and everything else. So good luck to Nigeria. Lastly, Tenenbu, who won, I don't know anything too much about him. I know he's a drug pusher in Chicago, is what we're being told, and that is it's pretty much proven. But the point is,
proven how.
Hang on, I'm not disrespecting him. I'm only going off facts. This is not about emotions. But he is considered a drug pusher. He was, investigated by the FBI, and I just think it's pretty interesting that I supported Obi. Based on his, he's a Christian, I'm a Christian. But if they pushed, Tenenbu in, it's fine. But I know that LGBT and drug usage is very high in America. LGBT. Stacey Abrams is from one of the top LGBT states in America. The top 2 LGBT places is San Francisco and Atlanta. Those are the 2 that have the high drug and they have high LGBT and a lot of HIV. So for Stacey Abrams to go to Atlanta, I don't know the connection there, but I just knew it wasn't good when I saw her appearance.
I'm
done.
Okay, so a question. Has it been confirmed that Stacey Abrams, is part of the community?
Come on now, you definitely are from Atlanta.
Listen, she hasn't formally came out.
I'm in California, and I knew. I'm in California, Los Angeles, and I knew. You in Atlanta, Dynast, you know what's up, okay? I mean, the two top cities, not even the states, the 2 top cities in America for LGBT, and we know what LGBT also is part of, the drug trafficking, and Buck, what was it? Eddie Buck or Bucks, whatever his name was, is very well known for
Dynast,
so let me tell you, at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Al.
Al? Can I ask you a question? Did you say you supported Obi because he's a Christian?
I support. Listen, the Nigeria had Muslims in for 8 years, and everybody is jopping to the UK. Everybody's jopping to America. At the end of the day, there's a big ass joppa movement to the UK. So if Muslims are so great at running the country, why is there so much joppa in the country of Nigeria? The biggest population of Black people in the world is Nigeria. Why is all these Black people leaving Nigeria to joppa to a white Western society who colonized them?
Do you know the difference? Do you know the difference between the Muslim country in Africa and the Christian countries in Africa? Their strength, their economic strength, their military strength. Do you know the difference? Are you from Africa or are you just speculating from outside? How many Northern Nigerians have you seen in America or in Europe?
What I'm saying is, you guys have
So, and also that's the reason why Obi.
See, I like when you sit up here and say, "Are you from Africa?" You can tell by my accent that I'm Americanized. You can tell I'm a Western Black. But at the same time, you had a Muslim run your country for 8 years, and it's gone down to the craps, and to the point that people are jopping to another white European country.
It's not. Right. It's not. If you're talking from that point of view, then.
Well, you're just failing. You're failing. You're supporting Obi for the wrong reason, and that's exactly the reason why he failed this election.
I support anything other than non-Muslim because Muslim has been in there for 8 years.
Sorry, can I cut in?
Okay, I'm gonna minute. Hold
a Muslim has been running your country for 8 years, and it's gone down to crap.
Do you believe in
democracy? Give me a Christian. Give me something that's not Muslim.
Let Albo. You got to pass the mic. Let that go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, do you believe in democracy, or you just believe in what it is like on your own interests? Because you sound biased. Because you're saying, yeah, you want a Christian to rule the country, not Muslim. There's Christian and Muslim been running Nigeria, and it didn't make any difference, right? And so you emphasizing on religion, coming in here and supporting Obi because of his religion. That's one of the main reasons why he lost.
Well, I also support Jonathan Goodluck too.
Let me just finish. And also remember, Christian African countries, write this down, are poorer financially and militarily weaker in Africa, right, than the Muslim countries. So
that's for politics.
Well,
That's based on
that's a
politics.
fact.
Go ahead.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
And it's
You know,
politics.
so Christianity that you're supporting is a religion
Yes.
that actually have created. Obviously, Islam have done a lot of bad things to Muslim to Africans as well. I wouldn't sit here and actually, lie about that, right? But we know, the Christian enslavement.
So because someone's rich, they're better. Is that what you're saying?
Sorry.
No, you're
Let's
missing my
pass
point. You're missing my
Kenny.
point.
Okay, no problem. But he's saying that because someone.
We're gonna pass the mic to Kenny King. Go ahead, Kenny. I gotta mute you. Go ahead, Kenny.
All right, Dynast, thank you so much for letting me on here. I really appreciate what you do for Africa as a whole. First of all, I want to say something to the two people arguing. We are all arguing about the white man's religion, whether you like it or not.
I'm not arguing about
religions
it.
are not African religions.
I'm going against it.
Hey, let him finish. Let him finish. Go ahead, Kenny.
These two religions are not African religions originally. These are religions of the white man, whether you like it or not. I'm a Nigerian, born and bred. I'm telling you from the source. These are not our religion. Nigeria was not the name of our country before the white man came. Everything you see now is named after somebody. So we are fighting over a religion that doesn't belong to us. That's number one. Number two, in terms of this election, these people, they are crazy people. They are really crazy people. Imagine they told us it was not going to be analog. We don't have to write with the papers. They told us they are going to be uploading it directly into the central system. Once you vote, it's like counting 1, 2, 3. Once you vote, they update. Once you vote, they update. And you can be able to check it online and see. It's like the scores for the football match. You can check online and see how many votes that you have. They did it in the Senate. It worked. They did it in House of Rep. It worked perfectly well. And the presidential election, everybody was expecting these people to do exactly the same. Then all of a sudden, a few minutes to start uploading, people have started voting already. They put it on flight mode. Nobody could impute anything into the system. Everything was stuck there. Then the next thing, they started bringing papers and saying, let us use the analog. That is crazy. Over 30 billion was spent on this election. And these mad people still want us to suffer under their useless and old archaic mentality that they have. They have nothing to offer to the country. Tinubu was the same person that killed people in Lekki Toge during the NSAS protest. And at the end of the day, this is the same person that is coming to rule us.
Okay, hold on. Kenny, one second. I'll pass to you, Mama. Hold on, Kenny. Is there any proof that that Tinubu greenlighted the Lekki Bridge massacre?
Okay. If Tinubu is like the godfather of Lagos.
I know exactly who he is. I know, and from my understanding, either him or his son, either him or his son could collect revenue allegedly from those.
Okay, no, it's not allegedly. It's not.
No
speculating.
No speculating. Speak the fact.
It's not allegedly. They collect it. It's not allegedly. They collect money from this toll gate. Then you are now telling me now that people that came, you are like the godfather of Lagos. You know everything that go on there. Then somebody came, shot the first person, shot the second, shot the third. Then you didn't come and say, no, I don't want this.
Who was the governor of Lagos at that time?
Baba, forget about the governor. Okay, let's talk about even the governor of Lagos. If Tinubu is a well-respected man in Lagos, the governor of Lagos respects Tinubu.
He installed him there. And
so what are we not talking? If Tinubu had the God-fearing conscience, he would have called the governor, even if he doesn't want to come out himself. Mr. Governor, this is going on here. I want this sorted now.
My problem with your case is we don't have any facts, because we don't want to come here.
Baba, it's not matter of fact. Baba, it's not matter of fact. It's not matter of fact. It's a matter of having conscience.
Go ahead, Kenny. They were going to pass it to.
Okay, it's not a matter of having. Telling anybody. It's a matter of having conscience, my brother. This man that doesn't have because of I was in Nigeria last year.
Politics doesn't work like this, my brother.
Baba, it's not even politics. Politics doesn't work like this. This is why I like Americans.
The reality.
I will say this about
even in America. Even in America, you saw this storm the Capitol Hill.
Bro, I will say this. Wait 1 second. I will say this about Americans. This is why I like them. Americans will go and create problem anywhere else other than their country. Instead, we have it in reverse. These people rather create problems in our country instead of going and doing it outside. This is a problem.
Do you know also my other?
Okay, let's pass it to Mama. Go ahead, Mama. Go ahead, Mama. Come on, where are you calling from?
Oh,
I'm calling from Aurora, Colorado.
Okay, where are you from?
I'm originally from Nigeria.
What part? What part of Nigeria are you from?
Delta State.
Delta State. Okay. Okay, go ahead, Mama.
Prince.
Oh, OB run Delta State, right?
Wait, I'll get that.
Okay, go ahead.
Prince, we need help.
Go ahead, Mama.
We need help.
yes.
Kenny, let me finish.
No problem, Mama. Finish, please.
And anything, I mean anything you guys can do to support me to get the mandate of the youth back, that's what I'm asking for, and that's why I'm here. The youth has been labeled lazy youth, our current president. But the truth is this: my youth, they are intelligent, they are smart, they are resilient, and they are hardworking. The only thing that has not been available to them is a platform to use their intelligence, smartness, resiliency, and hard work to fulfill destiny. The cabals, which is less than 1%, they've stolen their destiny, and they gave them poverty, lack, hopelessness. And that turned the youth, because they want to survive, they've become fraudster, which the media parade everywhere. They become Boko Haram. They become kidnappers. And our beautiful princess and queen, they've turned her to harlot and prostitute just to survive. They keep hope alive. And when Obi came in, they believed him. Their hope came alive. Obi said to them, I don't bribe to win election. The youth, they rose up, gathered their strength and their resources. Putin went to every crown and corner of Nigeria to prepare their candidate to be voted for. They came out with a policy that would bring hunger, lack to the society in the name of preventing PDP and APC from rigging. But no, I can tell you, majority of the elite in Nigeria, they have their own private bank in their home, private CBN, where they cater all the looted fund and stock up in form of dollar, euro, pounds, and nairas. The only thing that their policy of cashless addressed during this period was the naira, not the dollar. And it was the dollar bill that you see moving around that they used in rigging the election. What pains me most is the fact that these wicked and evil people, they don't use their children to do this evil. No. They use the youth that they have made poverty their name. They use the same youth to perpetuate this evil. So please, I need the mandate of my youth back. What can you, my brothers, who are here, What can you guys do with me to get this? I am the convener of Diamond Go Charitable Organization in Nigeria and Diamond Go Charity Organization here in US. I am the voice of my youth. I want them. We are trying to do everything we can to remove them from the criminality so that they can be able to use their intelligence and smartness to earn a legitimate living. But that's not going to happen if we allow this, their mandate, to be taken away. I can guarantee you, if we don't get this mandate from them, they're going to use the smartness and intelligence to create more havoc in the global world. And that's not going to be funny. We are trying to work hard to see how we can rebuild Africa so that we can all go back home. But if we can't do that, if we don't collect this stolen mandate, other African countries who has been experienced bad leadership, corrupt leaders, are looking up to Nigeria to get it right. Because they know when we get it right, they will be able to lean on our shoulder to get their own country right. So please, I will gather every evidence we need to fight this battle. These men, these evil men and women out there stealing their destiny, they've lived their life. They don't need this. And they don't have anything up here to compete with the global world, which my youth have all it takes to compete with the global world. All things being equal, African continent is supposed to be the best continent on earth. Why? Because every damn thing we need to make that continent be great is given to us. We have the manpower, we have the resources, we have good weather. The only thing that's kept us where we are for years upon years is this evil leader. And they are conniving with some greedy, evil men in the Western world who are interested in our resources, not in our moving forward. For how long?
Oh,
For
wow.
how long with the black man and the black woman that God has created to be prince, princess, king, and queen? How long are we going to become and continue to be in slavery? No African person wants to come to this Western world. But because they did not make home to be home, we come here and use our brain and intelligence to continue to maintain their riches for them. That has to stop. And it has
to stop.
Now, by
Has
us
to stop.
helping us to get these children mandate back. I am begging you people, don't leave us alone in this battle.
That's stop.
Well said. I mean, you just shut the platform down, madam. You actually touched my heart because, to hear from a lady like you, you look like you actually look and sound like all of us on this platform, our mom. You know what I mean? I can see the genuine love and, the caring you have for African children, which is powerful. And unfortunately, politics and emotions, they're two funny things together, especially in the world that we're living in at the moment. And, especially the country, that we talking about, Nigeria. And also, when I hear some of the stuff that happened there, and I really, really feel, kind of guilty because I am, I belong to the, to the same tribe as, the person that's currently the president of Nigeria. But I know he doesn't represent my people and how we are as people. I can guarantee you that Brother Dynasty, he can tell you that at the same time. It kind of really hurt my, I'm feeling you. I'm feeling all of you Nigerians, on this platform. The reality is there's a lot of division in the country, for you to even know where to start. That's the problem with
We can
Nigeria.
start somewhere.
Yeah,
Okay?
yeah. I
Bros.
think
Bros.
I think the number one thing you need to start with in Nigeria is start talking to one another. Start connecting to one another first. That's the first thing you need to do. Until that start happening, yes.
Bro,
Sorry, ma.
let me.
One thing I want you
Let
to
us speak. Let us speak.
understand. There is one thing I want you to understand. In my own definition, after studying Nigeria very well, I came to realize there are only two tribes in Nigeria. Only two tribes. The tribe of the oppressed and the tribe of the oppressors. When you talk about this division you just said.
Hey, if I can interject real quick, I just want to read this. 7 state governments controlled by the People's Democratic Party, PDP, namely Adamawa, Akwa Ibom, Bayelsa, Delta, Edo, Taraba, and Sokoto, which filed a suit against the federal government at the Supreme Court challenging the declaration of the APC, All Progressives Congress presidential candidate Asiwaju Bolo Ahmed Tinubu as president-elect have discontinued the suit. So they dropped the suit. All right, go ahead.
Dennis, before you go, she gone. Someone just wrote on the chat saying I'm not Nigerian. Just to make that clear, I'm definitely not Nigerian. I'm a proud Sierra Leonean. And no, let me just finish this. I'm a proud Sierra Leonean, but I'm actually happen to be a Fulani, and the president over there is a Fulani, so that's the reason why I'm talking at this point.
Bro,
but yeah, go on.
Please,
yeah,
this is the first time everybody here. I hope you guys are listening to this. This is the first time in the history of Nigeria that they've done presidential election and nobody is celebrating. Let that sink in for a minute. Just as when Donald Trump won in the US, everybody was celebrating. When Obama won, everybody was celebrating. In Nigeria, nobody is celebrating.
Prince, can I continue?
Yeah, I mean, this happened a lot in Africa. I mean, not only in Nigeria.
Hold on, Let me pass the mic. Go ahead, Al. Then Kenny will pass it back to you, Mama. Go ahead, Al.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's not only in Nigeria. This happened in Africa. It is a very common thing. The Finnish, we don't have democrats in Africa. We have autocrats, right? They kind of fixed. So they kind of already know who they want in place before the election got there. And so when the election get there, they can play their little magic tricks and obviously declare who they want to be the winner. But what you need to do, you need to go back to the grassroots level. You need to start talking to one another and realize you're all one family, you're all one family tree. Those religion that's keeping you separate, been imported from. Can I just finish? Then you can come in, right? Those religion that have been imported on you, they're just there to keep you poor and keep you down. So you need to talk. So then also you need to get the younger people, and people in the diaspora need to stop sitting down, in the white man country and complaining what's going on in Nigeria. Because at the end of the day, you're taking all your talent out and you're giving it to the Europeans, and then you're sitting from there on the YouTube and basically talking down your country, which the only thing you're doing to contribute to it is probably sending. Let me finish. The only thing you do is maybe sending money back home every now and again and stuff like that. However, if you get younger people with your own mindset getting into politics, in the next probably 10, 15 years, you get the people in the right mind frame, like for example, Peter Obi and so on, to get into the grassroots politics.
We don't know.
To come.
Bro, sorry. Let me cut you short for a second.
Yeah, go on. I'll let you go.
Let me
say something here.
Go ahead, Mama. Let Mama.
You
go
see,
ahead,
your
go ahead,
solution is for the long term. Let's address this short-term problem.
Thank you, Mama. God bless you, Mama.
But sometimes short-term problems are not the solutions.
Let me be done, please.
Yeah, sorry. Go on.
We can do this. Like I said earlier, there are only two tribes in Nigeria. The tribe of the oppressed and the tribe of the oppressors. In the tribe of the oppressors, they don't divide themselves with religious or tribe. But they put in our midst, which we that are being oppressed, they put in our midst this tribe and religion to divide us. and we are not getting it right. Your suggestion is for the long term. We are in a terrible situation that I am asking you people, join us to fight this. Let's get the mandate that is stolen from this young generation back. After that, we can now focus on building what you just described and get younger mind into politics so that in 2027 they continue to clear the system. I am begging you people, because if we don't do this, their patience is going to be for a little time. And if care is not taken, it may even lead to civil war. Because before Obi came on board, I can tell you, with the work I am doing, I knew we were sitting on a time bomb. We were sitting on a time bomb. The bomb did not blow because Obi came and gave them a little hope. That is why you saw during campaign, they put in their resources, energy, and strength to prepare for the election. If after the election, everything was transparent and they find out that their effort did not yield what they are looking for, it would have become. But when they now find out that there were conspiracy well planned and orchestrated to take away this mandate from them, it's going to be bloody if we don't do something. And it's going to affect the global world when it happens, just like UK did and is affecting us till today. The black race, when its own happen, it will be worse than Ukraine. I am begging you people, do your research, come up with something, work with me, another meaningful Nigeria. Let's get this mandate back. If we don't stop this criminality, it's going to be more bloody in 2027. Please
Let me
help us.
Mama, sorry to cut you short. Let me say this.
No. Let me pass it to Votan. Votan's been waiting. Go ahead, Votan.
All right, boss.
Yeah. Thank you to the panel, diners, and the listeners. I thought maybe Nigeria would have had maybe 2 rounds of voting, such that when you have the first round of elections, then if you have the irregularities, you move to the second round, you take your time, couple of months, address the issues, then have a real free and fair election in which the candidates will be tested. For a country like Nigeria that has a massive population of about 215 million people, you really want to have a president that, even if it wasn't a first choice president, people have to take a second look, put them on the debate stage, let them have the platform, let them present their manifesto, and let the people be able to see. Now, the problem with Nigeria is a couple of things, and you can't really put your finger on any single one of it. You have tribalism. It really came out to light. Unfortunately, religion is a really big factor. That is an acquired identity. Old men in politics is one of the things that you have to strip Africa of, and is a easily exploited aspect of African politics alongside religion. And then you have Western influence, and then it comes down to the ideology and the knowledge of the young people, because young people have the tendency to always listen to the older people. We have this belief in many African countries, it's really embedded in African culture. So even though it's a good aspect, but it also has its setbacks, because tribalism is something that people really pick up. It's there subconsciously. They might not really know it, but when it comes to a very crucial, critical moment, you see it happening time and again, just like racism you see in Western countries. So for the younger people, they probably forgot about, what is necessary for Nigeria, and they went with Tinubu. Now we can say that Tinubu didn't really win, but for him to even have 2 million votes in Nigeria, you begin to ask what really informs the thinking and governs the judgment of the average Nigerian in the elections. Now you have Tinubu. There's been talks about a lot of Western influence in the Nigerian election. And in fact, I really don't have the hardcore evidence based on what I've been reading. I've been seeing a lot of stuff. But again, from my perspective, I think that the Nigerian election has been used as a test for what the resolve of Africans is. And it has shown to the Western countries that Nigeria can crumble, all of sub-Saharan
What
Africa
do you
can
mean?
crumble.
Come on with you. Stop the propaganda. Stop the gibberish.
First of all, nobody voted for Tinubu at all. Nobody
Please,
did.
we need help.
Yeah.
Let
Okay.
me finish.
Okay. Let me just interject. Let
Votan. Go ahead, Votan.
Let me finish. The thing is, what I'm saying, I don't know if you guys are really listening. I'm not disagreeing with any person. I'm just saying that Nigeria is more or less a testing ground for the views of Africans. You know, we've been talking about Pan-Africanism. If Nigeria cannot organize an election, if Nigerians are saying that there is Western influence in the election, in which you could probably see, even from the perspective of having foreign observers in Nigerian election, we should be able to have African observers to look and, you know, organize an election in Nigeria. But again, what I'm saying is if Nigeria easily goes down, then many other African countries are easily exploitable by Western countries or even Eastern countries. We have to look at the fact that you have a war going on between Ukraine and China. Many Western countries have been able to cut their ties with Russia and the dependence on Russia. Where do you have to look? Africa has about 40% of the world's resources. Nigeria, almost $700 billion for the GDP. So Nigeria is a massive country with a lot of not just influence in the African landscape, but globally. So that is what I'm saying.
Why should
Bro.
I think you're going.
Let him finish. Let him finish. We're passing the mission.
Yeah. So this is the thing. So my perspective is not about me taking sides with Obi or Tinubu. You know, I'm not Nigerian. I'm just kind of looking at it from the perspective of an African. I personally like Obi. But again, I'm just saying that we Africans, Nigeria should have been a lot of hope for Africa. Because if you look at the thing, about 2 months ago, many African countries went to USA. And what was the conversation? We really don't know because most of the leaders don't come back and tell the people, this is what we discussed. This is what was on the table. These are the documents that we signed. What is Tinubu capable of doing when he goes to the White House, when he goes to UK, when he goes to France? You see, all of these countries have already been congratulating Tinubu when, you know, you're having court cases that's going to be in Nigeria. So the thing is, yeah, they're doing it for their interest. And that's what I'm saying, that it's a very unfortunate situation in Nigeria that if Nigeria couldn't really succeed in this, then there is a problem. So my suggestion was Nigeria should have had 2 rounds of elections. If the first one is screwed up,
they are not making it possible. The elite, the oppressors are not making this possible. Our constitution is faulty. We need help. We are in trouble.
Mama, let me say one thing here.
Let me just finish really quick. I'll take just about 30 seconds. And that is why I'm saying that we have to love ourselves first. The Nigerian elite and the people should request for 2 rounds of voting. That eliminates any kind of trouble. The second thing is I wanted to address was the issue of the religions, because it's a borrowed identity. Many Africans listen to their imams, they listen to their men of God who have been depending on miracle and prosperity worship. No nation has ever been built on miracle and prosperity. Like I say, I keep telling Africans, it's a false sense of comfort, you know. And the most corrupt people, if you think are just the politicians, the men of God, the bishops, all of these people.
Ross.
Hold on. Mama, you can't stop interrupting. I'm trying to hear you.
At the moment, what I'm saying is there has to be, one brother was talking about the diaspora going back to educate and re-educate their people. We must be telling them about tribalism, talk about religion. They must abandon these men of God because most of them are scoundrels. People want to stick with this thing. You have to understand cultural confusion and social intoxication is all packaged as part of colonialism. And we do not see Christianity and Islam as colonial powers. But the thing is, the Catholic Church is a government, it is a religion, and it is a colonial power. We don't see evangelicalism linked to Pentecostalism in Africa. It all came from the Southern Baptist. So that is the colonial power at work. So once you put Africa easily to divide them, you throw in religion. You see the Muslims take one wing, the Christians take the other wing.
Bros.
They can vote along those
Let's
lines,
pass it to Missy Bar. Let's pass it to Missy Bar, then we'll pass it to Ben. Go ahead, Missy Bar. We'll pass it to Ben. Go ahead.
Wow. Greetings, greetings, my brother. Greetings, everyone on the platform. First of all, I'm going to say congratulations to Nigeria. Period. Listen, if you people don't get it together, where every time your house is burning, you're looking for somebody from outside of your home to come and help you put out the fire. Like
thank you.
Mama,
That's just,
if you have
yes.
children, it is your responsibility to raise your children, right? Because they're going to grow up to come and rule they want to rule the community. They want to be the president. But when we're raising these children, that they're behaving bastardly, when it's time for them to be politicians, what they're doing at home, they bring it out. Charity begins at home. To raise a good children, it starts from home. It is not the responsibility of Dynasty Amir, good brother, because he has a platform to carry this on his shoulder, the responsibility of Nigeria. It's just the responsibility of anybody else on this platform. However, it is the responsibility of every Nigerian to be a good citizen, that you don't hold in your heart this level of hatred, the level of hatred that many of you hold to that country, you will reap out of it.
Yes.
Tinubu is the best president for you, and he's gonna whip your ass because you deserve it.
Yes,
nobody wants Tinubu.
Yes,
you not decided to be the best citizen of that country, of your community, to be the man in the community in this country that we live in, this country of America. When somebody was saying that they don't do this in America, it's a whole lot of bullshit. So many votes in this country are not being counted. So many Americans are suffering. What in the world? What do we look like to say, Stacey, who is a 2-3 times loser, to come and observe your freaking election? You have no shame. Everybody speaking here, how many of you have a responsibility in your community to say, I will take 10 people, 3 people. This is who I'm going to be taking care of. This is who I'm going to be lead. You are here pointing finger. Tinubu,
don't interrupt her. Let her speak.
Tinubu is your uncle. Tinubu is a Nigerian. If everybody saying the youth should take over, show me a Western country. How many Western countries have anybody under the age of 50 running that country? America choose an Alzheimer patient to be their leader, and you are all here yapping. It's your country. You better get everybody should get ready.
Maubara,
Mama.
I remember
Yes.
I remember when this platform just started. I remember like yesterday, me, you, and Dynasty was talking about Nigerian politics. I remember exactly what you said, how things work, and when I looked at how things turn out to be, with Tinubu presidency, you actually guessed it so right. So people like you are more likely to listen to than anyone else. Right, because you mentioned about the elders up north, the organizations, and how they actually make things happen. Yeah, it's all to do with trust. It's all to do with trust.
It's going to have to be you listen, my brother. You can't have a situation where this one say because a war that started 50 years ago. We were enslaved for more than 200 years.
Let me say this.
We
exactly.
are people to enslave us now, to come ahead and save you. Save you from what? They cannot even save themselves.
That mentality need to stop, because they're inviting outside the enemies to come and help them. These people that they're asking to come and help them,
these are the people that want.
These are the people that are more likely to come
Mama
and
needs to listen to me. I don't know what Mama does.
Sorry, that is if we are talking about Mama, Mama is just having her own. Mama just has an own opinion.
Can I say something? She said that she wanted Dynasty Amir or everybody on this platform to come and help them to come and do something. Do what, my sister? Do what?
That is Mama just one opinion. Not everybody that thinks that way. That's number one thing.
Hold on, let's pass it to Ben. Go ahead, Ben.
Thank you very much for having me. Dynasty, it's been a while.
Ben, where are you at? Where you at, Ben? I see. Are you at a bar?
Yeah, no, I'm in my home. I'm in my living room.
Where do you live? Where do you live? You in the States?
I'm in Germany. I'm in Germany.
Hey, do you have some Origin beer back there? You have some Origin beer?
Origin beer?
Yeah.
Origin beer. I think that's a Nigerian beer, isn't it?
Yeah. You don't have any back there behind?
Yeah, we have where you can get them at the African shop here, but I don't have it in my bar.
Okay, you need to have it back there. That's the best beer. Go ahead, Ben. Go ahead.
I know definitely if you have it, that's going to change your life, like you always say. Okay. Thank you for having me. It's been a while that I've been on your platform, Dynasty. I've been here. I mean, I know you since you started this platform about 5 years ago. I want to talk about the Nigerian election, I must say, this election that happened in Nigeria, I think is the freest and the fairest election that has ever happened in Nigeria. Because if you looked at it, we have never had an election this close. We never had it. And with the introduction of the beavers, it has changed the game entirely. Before, in the past election, you have the northern states, they come up with about 2 million voters, in the state. Now you see they're not getting more than 1 million, some getting about 500,000, maybe about 600,000 voters.
That's because the turnout was low in the north, but the north population.
Not because of the turnout, because of the hold on. Let me make my point. Because of the use of the beavers. Because if you are not accredited with the beavers, you cannot vote. But before the introduction of the beavers, people could just, without accreditation, without anything, they vote. There's no overvoting, there's nothing. And now with the introduction of the beavers, if there is an overvoting, that polling unit is going to be cancelled.
But some areas they didn't use the beavers, they bypassed the beavers.
No, there was no place that was said that bypassed.
Yes, 100%. Some places bypass beavers.
Let him finish. Go ahead, Ben.
My God. The problem with this election is the fact that the figures at the polling unit was not uploaded into the IREV real time. That was the problem. That's the issue now. That's why everybody's crying foul. You get me? That's why everybody is crying foul. But I will tell you, if there was no beavers, you will not tell me that Tinubu will lose Lagos to the Labour Party. It will never happen. The president will not lose Katsina to Atiku. In Kaduna State, El Rufai will not lose his state as a sitting governor. Hold on. He will not lose his state as a sitting governor to the opposition party. It has never happened in the history of Nigerian politics. It will never happen. These people have the total control of their domain when it comes to election in Nigeria. It has never happened before. And if it wasn't because of the beavers, it will not happen. So we all crying foul and saying this election has been rigged and this and that and that. This election was fucking not rigged. That's one thing I want you to know. They're crying Peter Obi won this election. No, Peter Obi, he made an impact He got the excuse me. He got the followers. He got the movement, but the movement couldn't build that bridge across to the northern part of Nigeria. If you looked at the demographics of where Peter Obi won the election, he only won in the southeastern states, the southern states, but he couldn't build this bridge to the north. And we all know through the previous elections that the block votes, they come from the north. And you cannot win an election in Nigeria holding on to just your region of the country. It doesn't happen, and it will never happen. You have to build bridges across the Niger. You have to, either the Yorubas have to go with them Igbos, either they have to form an alliance, either the Igbos have to form an alliance with the Hausas, then you can win election. When in 2015, when Jonathan was going to be voted out, there was an alliance between the political party from the southwest, a little bit of them from the southeast, and from the north. That was how Buhari came, and they was able to unseat Jonathan Goodluck. But playing a tribal or ethnic card in Nigeria, it will never make you win an election. So anyone coming out right now to cry foul or whatever, it's a non-issue. It's really a non-issue. We have had the best election that we could have since 1999. This election, and I'm gonna tell you, hold on. You know why? Hold on, ma'am. You know why there was not upload?
What you are saying is a
lie.
Hold on, Mama. It's a force.
It's not a force. I had you speak on Dr. Damages. I had you speak on Dr. Damages. Mama, I had you speak on Dr.
Believe in humanity.
And I see the way.
There are evidence out there.
There's no evidence. I'm not saying the election is 100%. I'm not saying it's 100% fair. I'm not saying that. But that election, it reflects the wishes of the Nigerian people. That election, what happened? The election of last Saturday, it reflects the wishes of the Nigerian people. That's what they want.
Not get for the public to see. Listen, if they
I'm
want
tell you why the results were not uploaded into the IREF is because they got an info that the Atiku camp, they are going to hack into that system and they are going to manipulate the system. So the INEC decided not to let them know that they're not going to upload the election results.
Listen.
That was why the result was not uploaded into the INEC.
Stop speculating. Let me just say one thing before you carry on. Ma, let me just say one thing, yeah? Let me just say my opinion. No, I'm gonna minute. My opinion on this, yeah. One minute. My opinion on this, right? The gap. I mean, 1.8 million. Is what Tinubu got, and also he got the Northwest. For the fact that he got that, it's very difficult to see the election as rigged, because to win election for him to win Northwest. For him to win the Northwest,
he did not win the Northwest. He only had enough votes. He only had enough votes in the Northwest. He did not win Kaduna. He did not win Kaduna. He never won. How many
million vote did he? How many million vote did he get?
Can I say something?
He did not even get up to the million vote in any of this. In any end of the states.
No, but in total, how many? In total, he got Zamfara.
Right? He got about 8.9. He got about 8.9.
Let me just finish. How many states in the north he won then? How many states?
I think he won about. All in all, he had about 12 states in all.
No, in the north. I'm asking how many.
All the three of them. Hold on. All the three of them got 12 states each, apart from Kwankwaso that got one state.
No, I'm asking you a question. I'm asking you a question. Can you answer the question? How many states did he won in the north?
Okay, hold on. I'm count. He got 4 in the southwest. I think he won about about 5 in the north, in the entire north. I think he got about 5 in the entire north.
Yes. So how many million vote that is?
Please, just give me a minute.
Go ahead, Mama. Go ahead.
Ben, if you write an exam, with your handwriting, you read very hard for that exam, and you know with what you have written, you are supposed to get A+, and you are given a C.
I'm a challenging results. I'm a challenge the outcome of that examination. But sometimes people have this illusion. People have this illusion that they have written an A, meanwhile they have written a D.
Let her finish. Go ahead.
Okay.
The only way you could challenge the result is for you to ask for your script to be brought before another examiner, right?
That's what they did.
To regrade it.
Yeah.
Good. The only thing we are asking is this. At each of the polling units, there is a document that had different duplicates, of which it was written. The first page, the second page, the third page, and probably to the fourth page. And that document has the figure, original figure. So if they want to prove there was no rigging, let everybody from each of those units bring their document. Let's bring everything together and let's look at it. We will get the truth from there.
Yes, that's exactly what's going to happen now, because Peter Obi has done.
Let me finish. If they bring it out, they will find out the truth from there. Just the way, if you write an exam, you know your paper, what you've written, deserve A+, but you were given a C.
Ma'am, if you write an exam, can I just say something? Can I say something, ma'am? If you write an exam, just because in your mind you think
you have
no.
I am not.
Thank you very much.
If you write an exam, that's an exam. That's elementary conversation we're having.
Thank you very much, my sister.
The president of Nigeria has to deal internationally. We need to go ahead and level up our thinking, our level of our brain.
So my
when we're having a conversation, we're talking intellectually.
You see the problem I have with my
when you write an exam, as you know, it is going to be the scholarly, your professors that's going to have to mark that exam. Just because in your mind you got an A doesn't mean you are the best.
You got an A,
exam, right? You can't
get an A.
Right now, let's talk about this. In Nigeria, they said they have 87 million.
I don't know of you. If I write my exam,
take a look at this.
If I write my exam, I know the grade I will come out with. Because I am not dumb. I am smart and intelligent. So you don't. I know. If I write an exam that I will get B, I know. So if you don't know,
you don't know. Mama.
Take a look at what I want you to answer my questions. Because if
it is simple, let's bring all the duplicate together and find out the truth.
Let them do that. Okay, people already
challenge rig his way into power.
Excuse me.
And we are going to get that mandate back.
Take a look at this.
Let someone else talk. Let someone else talk, Mama.
Madam, I'm going to have to need you. We can't do what we do in our village. We can't do what we do when we are talking to our neighbors. When we are talking about this type of a conversation that is very, very important in international affairs, we're going to have to need to actually speak to the reality of what we're looking at. The reality is you have 87 million Nigerians, out of what? Over 200 million people only have voter registration. Of those people, only 25 million people voted. You understand? It doesn't matter. All the people that follow Obi, all the people that follow Atiku, not all of them did not bother to come out to vote at the end of the day.
Yes.
So they follow them.
Why are you lying to what you don't know, Bibira?
Excuse me.
Why?
Excuse me. When was the last time? I want you to answer me a question,
lying
madam.
to what you don't know?
Madam.
You call madam.
When was the last time United States asked you to come and observe the election?
Hold on, folks. Hold on, folks.
United States asked you to come and observe the election.
I pray it will happen to you.
What will happen?
Okay, let's just Madam H, one second.
This is what is destroying Nigeria. Is this type of language?
Let me just say one thing, yeah. Just remember, yeah, we're on an international platform. So the way you behave here is how you represent in your country.
There's a whole lot about the people
and at the same
I'm asking her a question. 87 million people have voter ID. Only 25 million votes. Now you have 200 and something million people. How is that making sense that you don't love your country enough to take your behind outside to go and vote, and you are here yapping, talking about what's going to happen to somebody?
You came out. Did you see the youth that came out in Lagos and they were exhausted?
I don't care what they
Lagos is not the whole of Nigeria, madam. Lagos is just a part, a very tiny part of Nigeria.
The reality is, right?
Maybe one at a
Nigeria,
time.
I'm not from Nigeria, yeah. I am not from Nigeria, but it's quite divided. Clearly, you can see.
Diana, you've been to Nigeria before. Lagos compared to the whole of Nigeria. What percentage of Lagos is the whole? What percentage of Nigeria is Lagos?
I mean, the Lagos has what the first largest. I mean, it's the largest population of.
Yeah.
Nigeria.
No, it's not the largest population. We got more population. It's about the same population with Kano.
Kano, yeah.
It's not Lagos?
My brother.
Maybe about they're almost a par.
5 million people vote in a country of 200 and something million. Period. And
listen, right? Listen, the reality is, look how Tinubu lost Lagos. Look how Tinubu lost Lagos, but because he only got few states in the north.
My brother,
managed to win it.
Right?
If there was no beavers, I tell you sincerely, Tinubu will win Lagos with a margin of about 200, with about a margin of about.
But do you know El Rufai? Do you know El Rufai that you talk about that he lost the election in Kaduna? Do you know his son? But do you know his son replaced his son exactly? So is that's an irony? Yeah, exactly. But
it's not an irony. People know who they want to vote for. People know who they want to vote for. That was what made the difference in this election, this past election. The people know exactly what they want.
Exactly.
And they did just that.
Yeah, they still stuck to the old ways, a part of Atiku in the north. Simple as that. But they do stick to the APC. Because as I said to you, APC still got influence in the north.
Let me explain something to you. The son of
please.
Hold on. Let me just make this point. Kaduna is a state. And within this state, there are constituencies. That means the election that the son of El Rufai won is in a constituency of a state. It's not in the entire state. That means that election.
I know, of course. I know that. But El Rufai is
quite different. It could be that the election that the son of El Rufai won was in the area where they have an influence.
Northern Kaduna,
Northern Kaduna, where they have in the southern Kaduna where they are Christians, they voted along religious lines.
Yes, that's right.
That was right. Tinubu lost.
This it comes down to Christians and Muslims.
And the Muslims,
So that's what it comes down to. And then you got the tribal issue,
the religious issue.
Until they clean that out, and they start looking at each other as as Nigerian, not as a Muslim or Christian or Igbo or Fulani or Yoruba or Ijo or whatever.
Hey guys, listen, we have to hold up, Ben. Hold on, Mom. We have to let Ben finish. We got to close. I'll be back on in about a couple hours with Abube at 7. So we have to close out. We have to close out.
Abube is quite interesting today.
Yeah, Abube be on a couple. We have to close out. Everyone, thank you so much for joining. Like, share, subscribe. Until next time, family. Dynasty, Search for Peace.
Bless, fam. Love.